It is the final round of the Knock-On Effect New South Wales Cup, and our Warriors travelled over to Newcastle with these highlights brought to you today by Warriors Anonymous, the online store. Head along to warriorsanonymous.co.nz and get all streetwear sorted for the whānau. Everyone's there, men's, women's, kids, babies, we got you sorted, warriorsanonymous.co.nz. Now let's have a look at the highlights brought to you by Bar TV Sports as our Warriors went over to Newcastle to take on the Knights at the Newcastle Knights Centre of Excellence. And the Warriors playing in their white away strip. They'd get first use of the football. What would they do with it early? Well, they go to the left edge and straight through would go Luke Hansen looking for runners. And there's Siok Gali in a bit of space. He's got support on the inside. The defence gets across and brings him down on around about the 40-metre line. And he'll play it back. Good start here for the Warriors as Makaya Tafua comes to the left. Hansen again, he exploded back onto the scene last week, and this week he started in the same vein as well, as Fatsiolofa carries things on. Can the Warriors get some early points here? Fatsiolofa plays it back to Tafua. Here's Jet Cleary, puts in the up and under, out to the wing, and the ball bounces back, picked up by the Knights, and the referee says no, that's a knock on. In fact, the player in front of the contact, so they get a penalty here, the Warriors. Can they make some hay while the sun is shining over in Newcastle? Just across the road from the home ground, McDonald Jones Stadium, is Jet Cleary. He has a crack, tries to get over the try line. 6 more tackles here. They come to the left. They're not going to need 6 more tackles. Instead, Makaya Tafua finds Harry Durbin, the front rower, and he's off the nudie run. He gets his first try for 2025. We'll have a look at it again on the WA replay. Tafua just found him, slotting into the gap there. The Knights back on their heels nice and early in this one. The Warriors jump out to a 6-0 lead. Some more early attack as well. They're not worried about giving it some air from their own half. And here's Tom Ale, confirmed as heading off to the Panthers next year. What can Tom do? And the run home for the Warriors. He'd love a premiership for sure. Big kick put up by Cleary. Grabbed at the back there by Connor Vitano. The Warriors get hold of him and drive him back. A few minutes later, Cleary running the show again. Tries to run it on the last tackle. Gets the offload away. And here's Geronimo Doyle. Puts in the grubber kick. And scooped up well at the back there by Taj Anand. The Knights winger saves the situation. And Newcastle, they get a little bit of attack going through Jackson Hastings. Some familiar faces in this Knights team. As the ball will be played back here by the second rower, Manu Lelelo. And here's old favourite, Crazy Eyes, used to play for the Warriors, Jack Hetherington. Gets close to the line, the ball comes free. I'm sure Warriors fans remember Jack Hetherington from a few years back. Made a real imprint. And here's a kick, look at this, bouncing into the middle of nowhere. Batted back by Morgan Harper. Ballsy play. And dragged down there, and the end goal was Geronimo Doyle. Thank goodness he was back there. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened. More attack coming up here for Newcastle. In the 17th minute, as they get a penalty. The Warriors getting called for a strip there right near the line. What will they do with it, Newcastle? They go with Cody Hopwood, the back rower. He'll play it on the early tackles as they swing to the left. Hastings looking for runners back inside to Vitano. Warriors defenders, though, waiting for him on the inside there. As he gets played back to Matthew Arthur. And he comes to the left this time. And it is the second rower, Francis Manuleleo. Excellent play here from Newcastle. Wonderful play from the dummy half. He's looking right the whole time. And he just switches to the left bank. Catches the defence, catches out the cameraman. And over goes Francis Manuleleo. The kick would go wide, so it is 6 points to 4. The Warriors going to give it some air here. And Siok Gali gets the sizzle going on the outside with a step and a spring and gets the ball away to Fatsiolofa. But that one goes forward. Good breakout from the Warriors. But a lost opportunity there. Can the Knights make them pay for it? They come across to the right this time. Again, it's Hopwood. Plays it back to Arthur. Hami Loza gives it away to his halves partner, Hastings. Back on the inside here. The ball comes free. And Harry Durbin picks up the loose change there. And the Warriors swing back onto attack. Who else? It's that man again, Luke Hansen. Causing all sorts of problems out there left-hand side, but he gets the pass inside. Tahami Loza, his opposite number. And the Knights stifle that attack once again. They're finding lots of room, making opportunities like this one. Moala Graham Talfa gets on the outside and gets it to Siok Gali, but he just runs out of room there. So plenty of movement, plenty of endeavour. Both teams giving the ball plenty of air. Here comes Tom Ale, rumbling from the back row position. He'll play it back on the last tackle as JD Law gets it out. Rolls in the grubber kick there, Jet Cleary. Good follow-up from his halves partner Luke Hansen. Gets across and tackles Loza back into the end goal. 6 more tackles coming up here. Cleary puts it nice and high this time. Up goes Ed Cossey. The defenders latch onto him. They hold him up. That will be a handover. Good half of footy here. One more attack as the Knights send on a tricky little kick. Look at this for a home field bounce. Comes back into the hands of their winger. They'll still have one more crack at it here. Newcastle. It's right on the shadows of half time. A little grubber kick put through. Chasers coming through there. But Geronimo Doyle is at the back, steady as always. And that will take us to the halftime. No, won't take us to the halftime break. We're still got a drop out here. And it falls into the hands of Wilson de Courcy, the centre. But it was knocked forward by a Knights player. Warriors, can they get a little bit more going here before the break? Tom Allett gets it away to Cleary. And Jet Cleary goes into contact, gets thumped into the ground here. And he is in a bit of strife, struggles to get back to his feet to play the ball. And he'd go off for an HIA and would not return to the field. Poor old Jet Cleary, so he'll have a little bit of a rest. Good thing we've got 2 weeks off for the Warriors. More on that shortly. Into the second half now. Look at this for a kickoff, straight from the second half whistle. And the Knights, they get done on that one. So an early attacking opportunity for the Warriors. What can they do with it? Well, here comes Luke Hansen. Forced to adjust his position. Setu 2 came into the team, into the lineup at least, when Cleary went down. So Hansen taking over more of the halfback duties, pulling the levers between he and Geronimo Doyle. Now they come to Morgan Harper in the centre spot. Gets the ball back inside. And once again, just running out of room before the touchline intervenes. Newcastle hold firm early on. Can they make the Warriors regret that? It comes to the right. Jackson Hastings looking for runners. This looks good. Out it comes to the wing. And Logan Awake, the winger, dives in at the corner. Acrobatic finish there. Have a look at it again. WA replay shows it. Out it comes. Well worked. The course he did well. The defence had jammed in. And Awake had enough room to jump in the corner there. Warriors trailing by 2 here. The kick went wide once again. What can they do to answer back? Well, Luke Hansen straight through once again. No mistake this time. It's Jason Salalilo, the front rower, looming out there on the edge in support. He's got some speed as well. There's big Jace. Have a look at it again. Hansen just with the little dummy in the step there and go. Look at the explosive speed there. Just leaves him behind. Like he's shot out of a cannon. And good support shown from Sel Salalilo. Brings it around to improve the position. Warriors jump back in the lead. 10 points to 6. Here's the problem though with Cleary off the field. Setu 2 takes over the duties. And that one goes wide. So the score remains at 10 points to 8. It's Toby Crosby. He gets involved. Both he and Sel Salalilo bringing great impact from the bench all season long. And here's a good ball from Bunty off to Rodney Tuipolotu Vea. He'll play it just short of the line as they come across now. Back to Bunty. And he goes searching for that goal pad. Wrap him up well there. Warriors Can they get some more points going? Hansen with the dummy on the outside, and here's Setu 2, jumps back inside. And what a welcome addition he has been. Started the year, of course, at the North Sydney Bears under the Melbourne Storm pathways. Made the move back to Auckland, to the Warriors. And he's been doing stuff like this all season long. Just knows his way to the try line. Class player, Setu 2. With that try, though, he does relinquish the goal-kicking duties to Tom Ali. Look at this. Hello, Tom Ali. Sends it through. That's a beauty. The Warriors extend their lead now to 16 points to 8. Fuller running too. Here's Tom. Gets the ball out to Morgan Harper. A little bit of room there for the centre. But they track across and get him eventually. He'll play it back to Kossi. And Hansen doing the bulk of the kicking duties in the second half without Cleary there. And this is a good one. Falls almost into the hands of Moala Grant Dalfa. If he'd got that, he would have been going straight under the bar. Newcastle trying to answer back here in the final quarter. What can they get going through big Jake Hetherington? Played back now to Arthur. Cross now for Hastings. Runners coming again. And this time it is Wilson to Corsi. Slots into a little gap there. Warriors not happy about that one. The Knights, they're happy to be back. Bring it back to a 4-point ball game. And well played here. Loza held up the pass and got it out to Corsi. Needed no further invitation there. 16-12, the kick again going wide. A few kicking woes for both teams. The Warriors, they're up by 4. What are they going to do here? Moala Grant Dalfa. He'll play it back on the last tackle now. Geronimo Doyle gives it off to Hansen. He puts it nice and high this time as the chasers come flooding through. And it's knocked back off the Knights. That'll be a goal line restart. Here's Bunty. He's been full of beans in the second half. Good charge from him. Almost spearing his way to the line as they come to the right this time. And Setu 2 gets near the try line, tries to reach out, but the ball comes free and into the hands of the Knights. They survive there and just about break away. A few minutes later, they work their way up the field, and here's a chance as well. More than a chance. Tell you what, if that pass had gone to hand, DeCourcy was going to be in for another one. Warriors scrambling defence. Doing just enough there to hang on. But the threat has not gone as they come to the left this time. And the offload to Jackson Hastings. He's scheming down that left-hand edge. Finds himself a runner. They'll play it back now. And Hastings, what's he going to do here? Gives it off to Hopwood. And Cody Hopwood will play it back. Last tackle now. Newcastle down by 4. 11 minutes to go here. A little grubber kick. No, it's picked off there at second slip. Patrick Moimwe off the bench. Making a big play there. A couple of tackles later. Not going anywhere, the Warriors, so they get the offload from Ed Kossi. Setu 2 puts on the burners. Here he goes. Straight on through the gap. Excellent chase coming across by the defence. So he goes the stop-go route. Takes it in to the tackle. And a few minutes later, the Warriors pressing again. So they come across for Bunty, heavily involved. And Hansen gets fed into the grass there. We'll play it back to Tafua. He darts, gives it off to Afua again. Bunty looks keen for a try, alright. He plays it back for Tafua. Hansen with the little dummy. They were lining up on the outside there. He gets to go again. Loses the ball. Opportunity goes begging for the Warriors. And on that next set, look at this for a kick. Jackson Hastings. He's got the hammer of Thor and his Essex there. Oh my goodness. And back it comes for Siok Kali. Got plenty of time. And even more confidence. Look at that for an offload. Bit of a dodgy one, but Geronimo Doyle's right there once again. And he frees up Harper. More space on the outside. Warriors loving to give the ball some air. Doesn't matter where they are. When in the tackle count it is, or anything like that. As Hansen throws the dummy. Dragged down just short of the line. We'll play it back to Tafua in the 73rd minute. Here comes left to Geronimo Doyle, and on the outside, allegedly, There he is. Siokali comes around. Of course, every time they play a game, well, they stream a game from the Centre of Excellence in Newcastle, we always run into our friend over there on the left, the pole. Old mate gets in the way. Siokali dots it down. 7 minutes to go, and the Warriors extend their lead 20-12. Here comes Hastings. Look at this with the double kick through. He fumbled it and got it off the boot, but there's Big Ed Cossey tracking across. Could do more than that. Breaks free from another tackle. What a fantastic run from Big Ed. Effort play. And that would be the end of the game. 20 points to 12. Warriors hang on. They get a week off now until the major semi-final up against either the Parramatta Eels or the St George Dragons. The Warriors just sit back and wait, get healthy, get ready to take them on over at Leichhardt. That's going to be live streamed on Bar TV Sports. Time TBC on the 14th of September. Until then, up the wires. Go the Warriors!